Hey everyone, welcome back to M&M Miles. This is Manmohit. Now guys, in today's video, I am going to share with you all few important words, vocabulary words for your IELTS speaking module this time. So basically what I'm trying to do in this video is just give you a bit of a set of words, give you some simple words and then give you a replacement for that. It either could be a replacement or it just could be another word that you can pretty much use instead of that word or even alongside that word. So let's say if there was a word that you speak again and again, I would be giving you few of the more complex and the words that can fit in your speech naturally. So we don't even have to sound very fancy and fake in front of the examiner. We just have to find the right balance. IELTS exam is not all IELTS speaking exam. I would say it's not all about giving those complex, bulky, fancy words to the examiner, because examiner, if they find that you're just trying to fit in a word which doesn't even fit in that place or that doesn't come out to you naturally, they will understand that you have memorized few words and they will not give you a good band score. So we have to make sure we just find the right balance and the right words to use. So without wasting any further ado, let's dive right into it and see which words are those and what can you speak in place of them. Let's have a look. Starting with the very first word, which is adept. Now, instead of saying the word expert, if I say I am an expert at something, you can say the word adept, that I am an adept at something. So that's something you can memorize. So depending on what sort of cue card you get or what sort of questions you get in the exam, you may, wherever you feel that you're going to place the word expert, you can just replace it by adept. Next one being alleviate. Very famous and important word. It's not that complex, but then it should flow out very naturally when you speak it out. And instead of saying lessen or reduce, you can use the word alleviate, alleviating the pressure. In place of the word lessen, reduction, decrease, all those kind of words, you can use alleviate. Next one being extensive, widespread. So instead of the word extensive, so if I say I have an extensive knowledge in this subject, you can say I have a widespread knowledge in this subject. So you can memorize both of them. At some place you can use the word extensive, and if you have to use the word extensive again, you can use the word widespread instead of it. Both are great words to use. So pick and choose whichever you want, wherever you feel it sounds more natural. Next one being breakthrough instead of the word development. So if you are speaking a cue card about development of an organization or development of a country, something like this, if you have used the word development already, you can use the word breakthrough after that instead of repeating the same word development again and again. There was a development in the cancer medicine. You can say scientists found a breakthrough in the cancer medicine. Both are exactly the same words. They both mean the same, but obviously instead of one or the other, you can just pick whichever fits the best while speaking your answer. Next set of words. Now, we might say something like it is easy to understand. Instead of that, if you want to make your vocabulary a bit more complex and attain a better band score in your IELTS speaking, you can use the word coherent. Instead of saying it is easy to understand, it is coherent to understand. Not that complex of a word, but then it still sounds fancy. Plus, it is a lot better than using just simple words like easy to understand. Next is comprehend. Instead of saying I understand the meaning, you can say I comprehend that. That's another good word for you to use. And guys, the words that I'm giving you over here, these are not just self-created words. These are actually from the IELTS official website. And they also want you to use these kind of words. And examiners are well aware of these. So best is to utilize these words. Easy to memorize and easy to speak once you practice them enough. Next one being diverse. Instead of saying variety of people, I can say diversity. Both words can be used depending on the context, depending on the sentence. Diverse options, diversity of people, all these kind of ways you can use in your real exam. Next one being devastating. Instead of saying destructive, you can say devastating. Both mean exactly the same again, but then it's definitely, and these are some of the words which I would recommend you to memorize both. If you are speaking on a cue card which has the word, which should have the word destructive in it, at one place if you have used the word destructive, other place do not repeat the same word, just use the word devastating, and at least you will show the examiner that you have got a variety of words, variety of vocabulary that you're providing to them. Leaves a great impression on them, and obviously you get a good band score in return. Next, fluent. Instead of saying the word fluent, which again, it's not wrong to use these words, you can say the word fluent once, but if you have to repeat that same word again, rather than doing that, you can say the word eloquent. Same meaning, but different word. I am fluent in 6 languages, and then you can say I am eloquent in 6 languages. Then, if something is increasing rapidly, increasing very quickly, yes, you can say the climate or the pollution level in the world is increasing rapidly. The pollution level in the world is increasing quickly. You can even say exponentially. The pollution level in the world is increasing exponentially, or exponential growth. For example, if you were to talk about growth of a company, you can say company has registered an exponential growth in their profit margins. So this exponential word can be used either way, exponential or exponentially. One, exponentially, the moment you add an ly at the end, it becomes an adverb. So it could be used either way, but it's a great word for you to use. Next one being, instead of saying making it easier or making it easy, you can say facilitate. Again, similar meaning, but a different word which you can use. Next one, if you say age group, instead of saying my grandparents are in a different age group, you can say my grandparents are from a different generation. Both mean exactly the same, but one is definitely a lot fancy. Plus, it's a bit more complex sentence when you use the word generation instead of just using the word age group. And last set of words, instead of using the word agreement, we can say harmony. They were in agreement of each other, or they agreed to do it. We can say they were in harmony of each other. Both mean exactly the same, but once you practice this word enough, it will flow out of your mouth very fluently, and yes, you will certainly impress the examiner and obviously get a better band score. Next one being new and original. Instead of saying something is new and original, you can say the word innovative. Innovative, most of you would already know the word, but then many students, when they actually speak their answer, they tend to not use the word innovative. They just say the word, oh, this thing is new and original. But then once you practice this word enough, I would highly encourage you to use this word, which is innovative. Simple enough word, but still complex enough for you to get a better band score. Next one being, instead of saying this thing is unavoidable, what I can say is this thing is inevitable. Both mean exactly the same. Both are easy to memorize, but then if you want to again impress an examiner, yes, one place if you have said the word unavoidable already, best would be to say inevitable the next time. And the final word is, instead of saying lessening the impact or reducing the impact, we can say mitigate. It's best to use when you talk about risk, reducing the risk. Instead of saying that, you can say mitigating the risk. Again, very fancy word from the official IELTS website. So I would definitely encourage you to use that. Plus, it's very easy to spell out. It's very easy to pronounce. But again, all these words that I've shared in this video, it's not just about watching the video once and that's it. Like you will be able to keep all these words in mind. That is not going to happen. You will have to work a bit hard on this. Best would be rewatch the video, take some good notes of every single word, write down all these words in your notebook alongside the meaning of those words. Plus, once you write down the meaning of those words, try to create an example from your side. When you create an example from your side and put it in your notebook, it just gets stored in your brain a lot quicker as compared to just memorizing the word. Because when you create some examples from your side, your brain registers it better. It is just what it is. So that would be the best way for you to memorize these words. I would highly encourage you to Memorize these words properly. Start using them in day-to-day life. If you're practicing with someone, start using these words when you give your speaking test to them. And once you use this word good enough amount of times, you will realize that these words will flow to your voice, will flow in your mouth very fluently and naturally, and you will not even have to think about these words when you're creating your sentences. All the best if you have quarter exams coming soon. I wish you all the luck. Stay safe wherever you are, and I will see you all in the next video.